you one other question. I've got a question that Luke asked this question. This is kind of off the wall, I understand, but Representative Pelosi's comments that what you saw out there the other day is un-American. Would you respond to that?
I disagree with that. And I think it is quintessentially American for everyday citizens to have their voices heard in the political process. And I am blessed to live in a country where citizens can ask questions of and challenge their elected officials, whether it's a member of Congress or whether it is the President of the United States. I would hope in the public discourse we could find a way for both sides on an issue to show more respect and to stop demonizing those with whom they disagree. There are those on both sides of the aisle who have accused the other side of the aisle of somehow being un-American. I don't think that contributes to the public debate or to the public interest. And I hope in our town hall meetings on healthcare we can show the nation that people with strong feelings on an important issue can come together in a town hall and express their heartfelt views, but to do so with respect to all citizens' rights to be heard. I don't have a monopoly on wisdom, so I respect those who disagree with me on important issues.
So do you support the right of people to gather then?
Absolutely.
And with this Burleson Tea Party, they gave you the Burleson Declaration to read on the House floor. What happened with that?
I first was asked to meet with the Tea Party leaders, and I met with them for an hour and a half. I was disappointed that one of the persons then called the radio station in Waco the next morning and apparently suggested that I said that I believe the government is the solution to every problem. I have never made such a statement. I don't believe that point of view, and my 19 years of public service proves I don't believe government can or should try to solve every problem. But despite my feelings about that action, I placed in the congressional record their declaration. I agree with some of the statements in that declaration, and I disagree with other parts of that. But I believe they had a right to have their views placed in the congressional record, and I did so.
Now, what do you expect to happen by the beginning of the year in government, and what are your priorities in that time?
By the beginning?
Yeah, by the beginning of the year.
Like in the next 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Well, two of the major issues are going to be the cap and trade bill and healthcare reform. I showed my independence on cap and trade. That was one of the top 2 priorities of the President and the House leadership, and I voted against that cap and trade bill because I felt it could raise utility and energy bills at the very time families are struggling and businesses are struggling to make ends meet, and we're trying to climb out of a recession, not trying to dig it more deeply. I think there are other more effective ways, such as nuclear power, the use of encouragement of natural gas, that can help address energy independence priorities and also the issue of global warming. And so I'm going to continue to speak out against any cap and trade bill that I think could do harm to our country's economy. On the health care bill, I think that will be one of the most important votes that we will face in Congress this year or any year, because it affects virtually every person and every family in our country, and even our country's future. Because of the importance of that issue, I am committed to not making a decision on how to vote. I want to stay open-minded until I have read the entire bill, page to page, from beginning to end, have analyzed it as carefully as I know how, hearing from all viewpoints, and then thirdly, that after I have heard viewpoints from people throughout our district, and that's why I'm having a telephone town hall meeting where we're reaching out to 200,000 households in our district. It's why I'm having 19 meetings this week alone on healthcare, and it's why I'm going to have 3 public town hall meetings to seek input, encourage that input. In addition to that, the one responsibility Congress has every year, the one thing we must do, if we did nothing else, is pass appropriation bills. Or you shut down the Department of Defense or the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I want to do everything I can to pass, for the 3rd year in a row, a VA appropriations bill that truly honors the service and sacrifice of our veterans. And I would like to pass it as I did last year, on time, and have it on the President's desk before the 1st of October. There are a number of other issues that I'll be involved in, but those will be my priorities, along with what's always been the very highest priorities for me, and that is to fight for our district, to bring some of our tax dollars back home for projects such as Highway 121, which isn't threatened.
Now, a couple things there was kind of interesting to me. The nuclear part of that. I'm a big nuclear proponent, and it seems that the leadership of the Democratic Party is kind of not a big nuclear proponent.
Right.
And so you obviously are in contrast to them on that.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst a couple other things that you noted, do you foresee a change in the leadership in the House and the Democratic Party?
On the nuclear question?
Yes, that and overall change. Do you think with Congresswoman Pelosi making some of the statements that she said, she's senator, isn't she? No, I'm sorry, Speaker of the House.
Right.
Sorry. It's been a long day.
I understand.
Do you think that there will be a change there or not? And do you foresee, because obviously her position on nuclear is not every issue.
Right.
Do you think there will be a change among more in your party? Do you think there will be a leadership change in your party when you all go back in session?
No one can predict whether there will be a leadership change, but I, on the issue of nuclear power, am just an ardent supporter of nuclear power. It's clean, it hasn't killed anybody in the United States, it doesn't pollute our air,